Ben.
Hello.
Hello. We are here today before a little break, to talk about a movie called Death Becomes Her from 1992. Uh, Obviously, you've only just, in the last few minutes, finished watching this film. What are your
Yes,
initial comments on said film?
I like it well enough. I like it. I like yeah, it's good, fun, gothic comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I like the actors. I like the characters. Effects have not aged brilliantly in
No,
places.
they have not.
Um,
But it is
and
92. It's from 92, and you got to
yes,
allow for that a little bit.
uh, yeah, I think you you probably could have done with a bit more character development, I guess, in some places,
Mm-hmm.
just to explain why our two main characters are just as bad as each other
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in the past. We'll come on to it. But
we will.
yeah,
We will.
yeah. What
Yeah,
about you?
I mean, I think it's an all right comedy. It's got some interesting themes, uh, and it discusses the idea of immortality towards the end, doesn't it? And it's a sort of, I mean,
Yes,
throughout,
it's
but
about
it's the
it's
more
about
discussion of it is towards the end. Uh,
it's about the meaning of life,
well,
really.
yeah, and it's far from the best film in the world, but I reckon it's worth a watch. You know,
Yes.
at least once. Everyone should watch it. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people, because it has something to say. So anyway, movie opens on Broadway, of all places, back
In
in
the year
1978.
1978, yes.
Yeah, and we see that Madeline Ashton, as played by Meryl Streep, is in Songbird on Broadway,
Yes,
but
and
people don't
it's
like it.
clearly not going. Yeah, because people are walking out already,
Yeah,
and we can see why when we cut inside, and it's shit.
it is. It doesn't do much for me, that performance. I think musically, tonally, it's a bit all over the place, which doesn't do it any
Well, I think,
wonders. Any help.
well, yes, I think it's a bit all over the place. Is probably let's really discuss it, and that's not Meryl Streep singing. It becomes abundantly clear pretty early on that she's lip syncing to somebody else.
Mm.
Um, but yes, it's a good bad performance.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Meryl
But you know who does like it?
playing an actress. Um, it's that cop from that building.
Yeah, John McClane. Before he
Yeah,
was John McClane. Yeah, Bruce
yeah,
Willis, who we later find is called Ernest Menville, is
yes.
adoring every second of it, and his
He,
date,
he-
who we find out is his fiance, doesn't really seem to be either. Um,
yes,
he's like the only person in the entire fucking audience who enjoys this performance, it seems.
yes,
But
yes.
we find out that he had a bit of a thing for her, didn't he? So, you know,
Well, yes. They meet her backstage,
they do. She sexes
and
herself up a bit, doesn't she, Madeline?
yes, they,
And
yeah.
go on.
She and Helen sort of make false niceties of one another, and it's clear that well, Madeline recognizes Ernest
Mhm.
because he's a famous, very well-regarded plastic surgeon,
Mhm.
which for someone who is as vain as Madeline clearly is,
Oh
already
yes,
established to be, is a plus.
definitely.
And we get the scene sells us pretty quickly on the idea that Madeline is trying to seduce and steal Ernest so he can keep her young looking,
Mm. Yeah.
and Ernest, being weak and stupid,
Yeah.
is kind of into it.
Yeah. Well, we all like a bit of attention, don't we? Worth noting, Helen is played by Goldie Hawn, which we've not even
Yes,
mentioned. So they are our main three characters.
yes,
And in fact, I'd
and
say
Helen,
that there's only really one other notable character throughout this film that isn't like a very side one, and that would be the Isabella Rossellini character later on.
Liesel, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
but
get to it.
yeah,
But
but yeah,
Helen
they're
confronts,
flirting. They're definitely flirting.
yes, Helen confronts Ernest
Mm.
because he had a lunch with Madeline,
Yeah,
and Helen
she
makes a
knows.
point of saying that she has lost numerous boyfriends to Madeline,
Mm-hmm.
and she wanted to do the test before they got married because they're engaged.
Yeah.
And he's failing, and she can't go through that again. And Ernest swears, "Look, this is stupid. You are the only woman for me. There is nothing going on."
I have absolutely no
Smash
interest
cut.
in Madeline.
Yes, smash cut to their wedding.
Mm-hmm. That is Ernest and Madeline's wedding.
Ernest and Madeline.
Yep.
Yes. And all
Helen's
Helen
obviously-
can do is stand back and watch.
Helen's struggling. There's this bit, isn't there? Just when she's having that conversation with him, she's like twisting on like a cloth or something in her hands.
It's a bit of tissue, I think.
Yeah, and she's still doing the same thing at the wedding, and we see that she's done it so much that it's cut into her hand. Like this is.
She's dug her nails into her palm.
Yeah.
It's really fucked her.
It's clearly a bothersome thing for her, but that's fine because we're going to cut 7 years now.
Yeah, I'm sure she's doing well.
Yeah,
My God,
Jesus Christ!
she's a fat cat woman.
She's got a
fat
big
cat
old
woman
dump
who's
truck, as people would say these days.
eating ice cream with her hands.
Yep.
And sitting in her messy apartment while her landlord and then the police bang on the door, rewinding and rewatching a scene where Madeline is strangled to death in a movie with Michael Caine.
Yes, and she's fucking loving that moment, isn't she? Where she gets strangled
She
to
is
death.
clearly obsessed.
They do burst in,
Yes.
arrest her, and she ends up in a psych ward, which seems
Yeah.
reasonable, all things considered.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's this
Do
whole
like a round table talk, and she's asked by the nurse leading it if there's anything she wants to get off her chest, and everybody looks a little tense.
yeah.
It's like, yes, I want to talk about Madeline Ashton, and everybody just goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake," and breaks
Yeah.
down, and the patient's, and then the nurse. It's just not very great nurse behaviour.
No, it's not.
Rips into her and is like, "You need to get over this. I can't fucking stand you talking about this bitch anymore."
What you need to do is you need to eliminate her from your mind, and she latches onto that, doesn't she? Because
Well,
she has the eliminate bit.
bit. Yes.
And she basically has a sudden appearing. It appears as though she has a sudden change of stance on things, and
Yes.
she's gonna take care of the situation somehow.
Yes.
Yes, and then we have another smash cut to 7 years later again. Another time skip, sorry.
So, yes, we went from 1985. Now we're in 92.
Yeah. So it's quite
Maths.
yeah. Well done. Which is the year it came out, so it makes sense. And we
Yeah.
are in, of all places, Beverly Hills, and that's where I want to be. What about you?
Yeah.
Rolling like a celebrity.
Nice house.
Well, it's Beverly Hills. They're all nice, aren't they? That's a fucking
Well, it's a bit big, wide, open space
Yeah.
for me.
wow.
Some of the like the bar room and offices and whatever are nice, but yes.
Yeah, we see that this is where Madeline and Ernest live, and there is a delivery for them, which is brought to Madeline in bed with her breakfast. And there's this whole
Yes.
sort of thing where the maid she's got all this stuff on her face to try and help keep her young, and
Yes.
she insists that the maid say the thing that she needs a thing.
They do the line. Do the line.
But it's only Thursday. It's not. No, I think I need you to say it every day.
Yeah.
You look. You look younger every day. It's like
Thank you.
she is so fucking vain, and it is so fucking apparent
Yes.
that this is not something that she has grown out of, or necessarily that Ernest has managed to help us overcome. But yeah,
No, I mean you can't fight the aging process.
no, it's one of the laws
Can
of nature.
you? Yeah.
It's what you can't fight the natural laws. But yeah, she notes that the other side of her bed is made, and questions whether Ernest has got out of bed early and made it, and it is apparent that he's been sleeping upstairs in what we find out is a den, basically, a man cave style situation. He's passed out on the floor.
Yeah.
And the maid brings him a Bloody Mary and some tablets, because that is very definitely the kind of man that he is now. He is hair of a dog style. Get himself out. He drinks a lot. You know.
Yes, he's a put upon drunk with a shrew wife.
Yes.
And he asks her, "Is it awake?
Yes.
Where is it?" And the maid replies, "It's in the bath."
So and he's been paged as well, because we're back in the time of pages being a thing. And he's got a job to do. He's got to go. It's an emergency job. He's got to go do a job.
Yes.
And we find out that he is effectively a post-mortem cosmetic fella.
Yeah.
He
We,
does
we
work on the
assume
dead.
the way the scene plays out, we assume it's an urgent. He's gone to the hospital and it's urgent surgery, but no, it's some Latin American actor
Mm.
who died in a hot tub during
Whilst,
Cruise of Passion with his
yeah,
18-year-old fiancée, and he has an inappropriate smile on his face.
yeah, but it's all right because he can give him some character or some depth.
No, don't
So,
do that. We still need to tell it's him.
yes.
Tee hee.
um,
But he's very, very good at it.
yeah, he is.
He's,
You
he's
know,
a master of his craft. But
he's
it's done
widely
particularly.
regarded as being good at
Yeah.
it. So,
Yes.
yeah, he. While this is going on, Madeline, we see, is doing basically everything she can to try and reverse or stop the aging process cosmetically. You know, she goes to one of these clinic places, doesn't she, where all sorts of...
One of the yes. It's the sort of place you'd go. I think they mentioned some sort of blood treatment.
Yeah.
And we see an open door with a guy on like a massive wheel thing
Mm.
who seems to be getting something like that. It's that sort of experimental, desperate thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a...
And,
if you are that obsessed with doing it, you are going to go here and pay whatever it costs to try anything,
Yes.
sort of thing. But
so yes.
you know, she wants this treatment again, but you're only meant to have it once every 6 months at most.
Well,
and it's been like 3 weeks. Or
there's an
something,
important reason why she wants this treatment.
Go on.
Because she's been invited to a party.
Yes.
The parcel or the message that was delivered was from Helen.
Yes, it was.
Helen she's got a book party. She's written a book.
Mm.
And
Forever Young or something. Yeah.
yes, and Madeline and Ernest have been invited, and Madeline doesn't, wants to look her best.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want Helen to have something to gossip about. She wants to be the pretty one. So that's why she's gone to this place.
Yeah.
And as you rightly said, she can't have the treatment because she hasn't been enough time. And
Yeah.
she basically says, "Look, money is not an issue. I will pay you whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just give me something here." And that's when we reveal that there's the manager of this place is in the room.
Mm.
And he sends the girl away and is like, "Well, money is no object, you say. That was a funny joke." And she's like, "No, I meant that."
Oh, interesting.
like,
Twirly moustache time.
And he gives her the card
Yes.
of Liesel von Rumen.
Yes.
Says, "This is her house. Go here. She
And
will help you."
Only a very select group of people know about her. You know,
Yes.
this is hush hush sort of thing. And as he leaves, she thinks he's a bit weird and tears the business card up and puts it in her bag.
Yeah, she's like, "What a weirdo." She tears it up. Yeah.
Absurd. So anyway, we end up at the book launch. Oh, sorry, did you have more to say
Yes.
on that? Or?
No.
No. We end up at the book launch, and there's a bit of mingling going on. We see Ernest approached by someone who has seen his work firsthand, and he asks what
He
the secret
worked on
is.
her aunt.
Yeah, exactly. We see what the secret is. It's that he uses spray paint, and she is absolutely aghast at the idea. He launches into his talk about how you can't use normal paint because it doesn't adhere, whereas spray paint has got like a chemical adhesive that helps it.
Yes.
And she is
use makeup
fucking
'cause-
devastated.
You can't. Yeah, you can't use makeup because there's no moisture in the body.
Hmm.
And it's not quite as. It's a pretty crass, crude thing, really,
Yeah,
to be treating them like fucking drywall.
Hmm.
But it works.
it does. He's widely regarded
No.
for a reason.
And Ernest, having finished this conversation, goes over to Madeline and asks if she's seen Helen, and they haven't. And then they spy a rather plump woman, looking a little dumpy and frumpy and dowdy.
Yeah,
And say, "Oh, that must be her." Well,
she's lost a few pounds.
She's lost a bit of weight, and then she steps out of the way, and it's gorgeous Goldie Hawn, and they are both fucking stunned.
Yeah,
And Madeline's like, "We need to leave now."
yep. Get the fuck out of here because this is not going to go how I want it to.
Yeah.
But yeah, she goes and has a little wander over, doesn't she, Madeline, and then sort of tries to back out last second, but gets caught, and they end up having a chat.
Yes.
And there's a little continuity issue here.
Oh.
There's a few times where they talk. She mentions it being 12 years, which is not necessarily a continuity issue, but we're led to believe it's 14. Amazon calls it continuity issue. Bit of a goof.
I don't I noticed it. I didn't consider it continuity
It from what we see, it's
we
14,
don't
but there's every
we
possibility there was more going on. That, yeah,
we we don't we don't know, and we know it was 14 years ago that scene
yeah,
at the play took place. We don't know how long they were around each other after that fact. It might have been that they got married, Ernest and Madeline, 2 years after that.
yeah, very
I don't
possibly.
know.
We don't know.
That's what I chalked it up to.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, there's it's been years is the key thing, which makes sense. Helen's talking to her as if she doesn't blame Madeline. It's all Ernest's fault. He's a man. You know what they're like, all that kind of stuff. And then she ends up stealing him away for a chat and basically does the opposite. She says, "Oh well, I don't blame you. It's Madeline. She's been doing this. She's always does this. She's a woman. You know what women are like, and there's this very definite sort of. She's playing them against each other a little bit there." And he mentions how he'd be
single-minded lady.
He mentions how he would sell his soul to be able to operate again, and how he's wasted his life.
Yes,
because years and years ago he was a widely regarded cosmetic surgeon, and now he paints for dead, basically.
Yes, it's quite a fall.
It really is. There's going to be a lot less money in it as well. But yeah, they have all this chat, and Madeline does spot them talking, but obviously from a distance doesn't necessarily catch any of the conversation.
Madeline and Ernest go home, and then Madeline goes and visits her young toy boy.
Yes, but he's got an actual lover.
Yes.
Oh my god.
As I was saying, yes, he's with a young woman of his own, and makes the point that people think we're a joke when we're out together. It's weird.
How do you think that makes me feel?
Madeline is distraught, and starts driving erratically home, and then catches a glimpse of herself in the mirror. Immediately stops the car, and tries to tidy herself up in the middle of the street.
Yes.
And while she's pouring out her
obviously irrelevant.
And while she's pouring out her handbag, she notices the card for Liesl she got earlier.
Yes.
And at her lowest point, she goes to Liesl's big gothic mansion and enters and is greeted by a Fabio type chap. Says, "Ah, yes, we've been expecting you." And she's taken through to a room, and a lift comes down and some Dobermans get out, which is interesting. Taken over to a room with a sofa, and sort of sits down next to another Fabio who is moved by a voice coming from a chair, and it's Isabella Rossellini.
Yes.
Who is wearing a very strategically placed massive set of necklaces.
Yes, she is throughout this film mostly showing off her body, I would say.
She's mostly taught this. All the money in the fucking world, and she doesn't own a shirt.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Honestly.
And yes, the pair start talking, and Liesl says, I know what you want. I know who you are. I know the secret you have. I know how terrifying this is. I moved here recently. I've not known an autumn or a winter in a long time, something like that.
Yeah, she follows for spring, she says, and she's not seen an autumn or a winter in years.
Yes.
So presumably she
produces
hemisphere hops.
She produces from a box a vial.
Yeah, it's kind of well packaged, isn't it? It's like it's in a box, it's in an egg, it's in a
yes,
just
multiple
more
layers,
things to
all
get
of
away.
them looking pretty interesting. I was actually doing some reading about this. Do you know there was an initial draft where Liesl is Cleopatra?
I did not know that.
Sort of made sense given her hair and her costume, and there's some Egyptian type looking things.
But anyway, there's an ank on the box, isn't there? I think. Or yeah.
She asks Madeline how old she thinks she is.
Madeline
says 38. Liesl is not
28, 23.
To reveal she is 71 years old
and looks bloody good for it.
She bloody does.
Yeah,
Madeline's pretty impressed and
yeah.
asks how much the potion is, and Liesl explains that, well, everybody's price is different.
Yeah, what is it for me?
She shows Madeline a number, and Madeline's like, "Okay, I've got to go."
Yeah, she goes to
But
leave.
nice being here.
She does get a little taster of it, doesn't she? Her finger gets stabbed and a drop of it goes in, and she sees firsthand the difference just in one hand, and it compares it to the other, and it is very definitely she can see that it will fucking
check
works.
okay.
Yeah.
Check okay.
She very quickly
yes. Okay, this is real good.
She gets told that she can continue her career for like another 10 years or so, but then she has to either retire or stage her death or something, and
it's up to you.
Or as one person said, I want to be alone.
You know who?
That was Greta Garbo.
Greta Garbo, yeah.
So yeah, and she's like, what, her as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she drinks it, and then gets given a warning, and she points that out.
Now a warning.
And the warning is, she's got to look after her body, because
you're going to be together a long time.
Yeah,
Look after it.
And as she goes to leave, she steps next to a mirror and watches her body basically return to a younger form. So her arse gets better, and her skin clears up, and her tits get better, and by her standards, that is.
Well, yeah, her breasts aren't quite as droopy because she's 50, and they sort of perk up, but her ass again perks up. It's like, oh wow, holy shit!
She is happy with the results.
Yes, she is.
Yes. While all this is going on,
meanwhile, Helen has gone to see Ernest.
Yes.
And we've seen a previous scene in her hotel room where she's got loads of based posters of Madeline, so she's clearly still very pissed off about the whole thing.
Yeah, never again is scrawled above it all, isn't there? It's just like,
yeah,
she doesn't want to let Madeline ruin things again. Effectively, is how I.
She's talking to her. She's talking to Ernest and basically says, "Look, I've been giving it some thought, and I totally think we should kill her. And here's how we're going to do it. You're going to coat."
So go on. Yeah.
What?
No,
you're going to coat every. You're going to coat one glass of each kind that you own with some powerful tranquilizer sedative.
Yep.
And then we'll have dinner, and she'll drug herself, and then we'll finish dinner.
Yep.
And then we'll take her, we'll stick her in a car, we'll cover it with alcohol, call the police, and then send her flying off a cliff. And everything will be okay. Let's just do that. And Ernest is kind of talked into this.
Oh yeah. He's against the idea initially, but the idea that it would be self-defense because she is, quote, killing him, sort of convinces him that actually maybe I could do that. Yeah.
So the two part ways, and as Madeline drives back in, Helen sneaks out the gate. Madeline just sort of waltzes in, doesn't really pay much attention to Ernest, and goes upstairs and gets changed into some tight-fitting black outfit.
Very briefly.
On the town.
There is a small exchange between Ernest and Helen that I really like. She describes him as a powerful sexual being, and he says, "I am." I don't know what. I like that.
You've reminded me. There's a bit where she says, "How can I resist you? Look at you," and it cuts back to him, sort of lumped and sprawled out on this. Yes. So Madeline's getting ready to go, and Ernest they have a confrontation.
Yeah, he's obviously warmed to the idea of killing her off, and he's a bit more confrontational, a bit more strong-willed than he normally is.
Yes, he's pissed off because he's realised he has wasted his life, and it all comes out. How controlling and difficult and vain and hateful she is, and
they trigger each other a bit.
Yes.
He calls her
cheap. She calls him flaccid.
Yes, and they neither of us like those words.
And then he starts strangling her.
Yes, which is a bit of an escalation.
Yeah, but he's pissed off at this point. There's
a struggle whilst he's choking her, and they end up by the stairs, and as she's over the edge and just barely on the stairs, he realises what he's done, or what he's doing, and he stops. He's like, "Holy fuck, shit, sorry." And then she asks him to help her to not fall down the stairs, and she's a bit aggressive about it, isn't she? So he just gives her a quick poke, and there she is falling down the stairs.
Down she tumbles. Down that long marble staircase.
And there's a lot of crunches and a lot of cracks.
We see that neck fucking go. She lands awkwardly almost immediately, and her neck gets fucking knocked out of joint. And then there she is, crumpled, lying pretty awkwardly at the bottom of the stairs, clearly pretty fucked up at the least.
Oh my god! Imagine how unlucky you'd have to be given a potion that gives you everlasting youth and then die the same night. You know, that's really
like
unlucky.
An hour.
Yeah, you know. Jesus.
Time at all. Yeah.
So he panics.
Yeah. He panics and he calls Helen.
Yes. Which is very stupid.
We see Madeline in the background.
Yeah.
And as they're talking and trying to figure out a plan, we see her get up.
Yeah, their plan is she points out how silly it is that he's called her first, because the police will know that he's called her before calling them. So they decide to concoct a plan where he will say that he was on the phone to her, heard a scream, saw her fall, then called the police. Which sort of works.
Yeah.
Because, time of death, you can't get it within more than a few hours. You can't get it that precisely. So, you know, they can't disprove it, and if they do check the logs, it would help back up the cause. So, yeah. But it's all broken as a plan, because there she is, getting up behind him.
Yes, she sort of stumbles her way over, and there's his name, and he turns around and freaks the fuck out, as well he might.
Well, yes. Her head is facing the wrong way as well.
Yeah, that's probably should have mentioned that. That's really important. Her head is on back to front. It doesn't twist around entirely. And she doesn't seem to notice this until he points it out.
Yeah.
And she sort of sets it back herself because he can't bring himself to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, how would you bring yourself to do it, Yeah.
Like, I think I need a doctor.
So
off they go.
He rushes over there. They crash into an ambulance, don't they, as they park up, which is not going to help her neck, but, no. I suppose it's past that.
Couldn't get much worse at this point.
Well, that's true. The doctor examines her. He checks out her wrist, which doesn't seem to hurt despite it cracking, and, he looks at her neck and he panics and he can't find a pulse and the temperature's low, and he comes to the conclusion that,
Yeah, the scenes play really well because he gradually, her wrist is clearly fractured. We find out in 3 places, and she doesn't feel any pain. And you're right, she doesn't have a heartbeat, and she doesn't have any temperature. And at one point, he's like, he dumps the stethoscope because he assumes it must be broken.
There's this bit where he taps it, isn't there? And he's shocked by the tap because he's like, well, it's not working. Oh, hang on, yes, it is.
Yes. He gradually comes to the conclusion that she must be dead, even though she clearly can't be because she's sat in front of him talking. So he goes to get a second opinion.
Yes. And we do find that he is instead had a heart attack by the look of things. Yes. But we see this while Ernest has gone to get extra help because she's having a moment. And
she's fainted, it seems.
Yeah, she's faint.
But he comes back, she's gone.
Yeah. She's been taken to the morgue.
They assume she's dead.
The morgue, she'll be furious.
Yes, that's the line I remember.
He definitely hams it up a bit, doesn't he, Willis, in this? But I feel like
Bruce Willis. I want to talk about Bruce Willis in this because he's great. Every now and then I'm like, that's Bruce Willis. This is weird. This is not the sort of role I associate.
No, it really isn't, is it?
And then I completely forget that fact. And every now and then I thought like, oh shit, that's Bruce Willis. Really
it works well for him, doesn't it? It shouldn't, but it does.
He's yes. It's very strange. You do well. I forget it's Bruce Willis. Apart from every now and then when I sort of realise again, he's really good. He's really, really good.
He really is. So yeah, he goes and finds him in the morgue. Goes past some weird nuns that are sort of gliding down the hall. Yeah, and this weird scene. And he goes and gets her out of one of the drawers that you have in a morgue. The cold chill morgue. She'd been put in a body bag, and she's like, "Oh my god, I woke up and it was dark and I didn't know where I was, and no one was coming to help." And yeah, that would be fucking petrifying. So I get that.
Yeah.
And he agrees to take her home, and we see him getting her home and then shooting off again. Helen follows him, and he's getting some like formaldehyde and stuff for mortician work.
Why is he doing that?
Well, I'm assuming she thinks that he's doing something untoward with the body.
Yeah, because Helen shows up because they've agreed to get rid of the body, and she sees him driving back home with what she barely assumes to be Madeline's dead body in the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, she almost gets run over herself, actually, doesn't she?
Yes.
Just barely avoids it.
Yes.
But yeah, he goes home, and we see that he's doing his work, his normal everyday work. He's spray painting
on
her
on the pool table, on the
Yeah.
snooker table. He's
just doing his job.
reading a magazine and getting bored.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? And he paints her face a little bit, and he's like, "You need to stay still." And then she immediately moves.
Because she's going grey. Her body is dead.
Yeah. So
this is going to draw a lot of attention, and it doesn't look great. So he's fixing her up, which is great because he's used to doing makeup for corpses.
He's the best suited person for this, really. Funnily enough.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. And Ernest heads downstairs, and oh my God, it's Helen, and she's dressed to go on a nighttime burying expedition.
Yeah, she's got all the gear, and she thinks Madeline's dead.
What's going on?
She's absolutely certain that Madeline's dead because there's no reason not to think it. And he tries quite badly to convince her otherwise. He's like, "Oh, she's resting upstairs." It's like, fucking say something different, mate. Just say. It turns out she's not dead. Don't say she's resting peacefully.
The new plan is they're going to bury her in Death Valley.
Yes.
They're having this conversation, and we see Madeline's arm on a marble pillar, and as she hears this, her nails, in fury, scratch down it. And at that point, she makes herself known.
Yes.
And to Helen's shock,
yeah.
It's like, what are you planning down here? Or I should say, what else are you planning down here?
Bum bum bum.
And off she goes.
Yes.
And Ernest runs after her to try and sort this, and notices too late that the gun cabinet is open
with a missing gun.
Madeline has gone out the other door, and next thing you know, she's fucking shot Helen, and Helen has gone flying and landed in their little grotto fountain.
Yeah, it's in a courtyard thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
Yeah, and she runs like, you're gonna have to help me bury her body out in Death Valley, and just takes the exact same plan. She paid for the gear.
Stuff. This is great. Brilliant.
And there's this shot that has stuck with me ever since I first watched it, of Helen stood up, and we see through the hole in her gut.
Yes.
We see them, and then they see her, and just it's such
the premiere shot of this film. I don't think
it's one of two shots from this film that have stuck with me forever, and the next one's coming up later.
The other Isabella Rossellini's bum.
No, funnily enough.
It's the stunt double for Isabella Rossellini's bum.
It's just before he ends up back in the pool. So we'll talk about that in a bit.
Okay.
But they realise that Helen has also taken the potion. There's this whole, oh my God, you've taken it, I've taken it, oh my God, we both took it.
When did you take? When did she take it? 1985 or something?
October 26th, 1985, which is obviously a very important date for Robert Zemeckis, who directed this.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, yes.
I did not notice that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they end up having a little fight with their shovels.
Yes.
And they realise they can't hurt each other. There's this bit, isn't there, where one of the shovels gets broken, and Madeline throws it through the hole in Helen, cheers a little bit, then realises that actually that hasn't done anything. It's a silly little bit. And yeah, they end up not fighting. They stop fighting, and they end up talking and realising that actually,
this is this is one of my problems with the film, really, because they end up talking, and the gist is that I think it's mentioned before that they were at school together, or we know they were at school because they're together because Helen's got like yearbook photos or something.
Yeah.
And basically, Helen and her friends were sort of the snooty smart girls who thought Madeline was beneath them, and then Madeline responded by stealing Helen's boyfriends, and they reconcile, and it's both even. They're both as mean and cruel to each other as the other is.
Yeah, basically.
That's not what we see, what we're shown. We're only really shown the fact that Madeline is stealing Helen's boyfriends.
Yeah.
And watching this, I was like, we should have had a scene at the opening of them in school.
Yeah.
Just like a quick scene of them in school and Helen being really snotty, and then cut to,
Yeah. It's reasonable.
15 years later and it's 1978. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have hurt for us to have a little something there.
I think that would have been good because it would have established that basically the theme of this film is these two women and their relationship with each other.
Yeah.
That's because the focus at the beginning is really Madeline screwing over Helen, and you needed a bit of.
It does look one-sided, and she's the bad guy. When really they're both as bad as each other, is how we're told it.
That's the one change I'd make, I think.
Madeline's actions are ultimately a reaction to what Helen did or didn't do.
Yes.
Because it was didn't invite her to stuff because they thought she was cheap and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not as one-sided as the movie looks, but we only know it because they tell us. So yeah, it wouldn't hurt for us to see that.
But they make amends and come to a realization that well, we need to get this sorted because you've got a fucking hole in you and I'm falling to bits already. We need to get Ernest on board with looking after us. And
they go find him.
Up they go and tell him they made amends, and he sets to work and
a little bit
them perfectly.
He says he makes a point of saying that he's going to leave, and we're like, well, can you fix us first? And he says yes, but then I'm done. That's it. I'm going. I'm leaving. Don't find me. Don't follow me. Don't look me up. Don't even fucking think about me.
Yes.
This is a one job and then I'm out sort of situation. And then, yes, as you say, he fixes them up quite nicely. And I've got to wonder what he did about the massive hole in her stomach.
Well, I assume you sort of pad it with some sort of putty or paste or something. I don't know.
Ronseal.
I don't know.
Get a bit polyfiller.
Something like that. There's probably.
It's not your standard sort of job, is it? It's a bit different.
Do you think there was a part of him that appreciated the challenge?
Probably, yeah.
It's like, this is interesting. Although, to be fair, there's probably plenty of times when you've got a corpse that's got some sort of hole in them somewhere.
Yeah, but not like that.
Or work around.
Maybe a bullet hole or something. But not like a massive fucking gaping wound in the centre of your stomach with,
Well, I suppose the same. Probably big wounds,
Yeah.
You could just sort of take the basic principle and expand it. But,
I suppose.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
He's all sorted with them, and almost immediately, the two are like comparing the work and being like, "Oh, this is great." Helen starts chipping; her paint starts peeling away, and it's like, "Oh fuck, we've got a problem here," because this is going to keep happening, and I don't think he's coming back for top-ups.
No.
And even if he does stay, at some point he's going to die.
Yes.
We need him. We need him to stay and be immortal. We've got to take him to see Liesel.
Yes.
Let's drug him.
Yeah, because they've got to respect his decision, and then immediately they're like, yeah, let's drug him. And they give him a boozy drink, don't they? With presumably the drug in.
Scotch or a brandy or a whiskey.
And he talks to them whilst he's leaving. He's carrying the drink. He's carrying his suitcase, and he says, look, he talks about how until death do us part has happened. As far as he's concerned, they died, and he's upheld his part of the bargain. And
you've died, and I'm parting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're quite insistent that he have his drink, and he realizes just before he's going to drink it, it's like, you know what, and I drink too much as well, and pours it away. Fucks them over. So they knock him out instead. They both hit him with a vase each.
Whacks him over the head. Yeah, with a bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up on a sort of couch in a pool room.
Yes.
And out from the pool steps a naked. Or almost naked. She's still got a necklace on. Isabella Rossellini.
Oh, I took it to be like a shawl thing, just down the front, from the look of it.
I think you might be right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you might be right. And then she changes into like a big, ostentatious thing.
There's a bit where one of her goons gives her like a towel-like thing over the front of her.
It's Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah, and then she drops it and basically is presented nude in front of him before getting like a gown.
Which is not. I swear to God, that can't. I don't think that's Isabella Rossellini.
Honestly, I don't know, and I didn't give it that much thought. She doesn't do an awful lot for me visually, so I didn't. I like bums, I like boobs, but it's not. Who do you think I am, Ross
she
Geller?
gives she gives him the pitch, and tries to sell him on immortality, and he's kind of taken with it, and
Yeah.
then he pauses at the last minute. Is like,
She says,
then what?
live forever, and it's like, yeah, and then
Yeah,
what? And obviously,
what?
she's never been asked this before, has she?
No, nobody, nobody ever posited this. And he's like, what if I get bored?
Yeah, or lonely.
What if I get lonely? Am I going to spend time with Madeline and Helen for eternity? Well, everybody I love is going to age and die in front of me. I don't want this. This is not a good thing.
No.
And
yeah, so he makes a break for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he throws the little dagger that she pricked his hand with, because she did the same test with him.
Yeah.
He throws it at a button, and we've seen him do the scalpel at the dartboard.
Yes.
And he fucked it up because his hands are old.
Yeah.
And now his hand is young, so he can do it.
And also,
he's
not had a drink for a little while as well.
Yeah.
Which might have a
That's true. He's not horribly hungover.
Yeah.
Now, Liesl mentioned that she's throwing a party for her clients.
Yes.
She does it every year in the spring, and as Ernest heads upstairs, he joins the party, and we get some celebrity cameos.
Yes,
don't we?
We do.
I counted 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 6 famous people whose names I'm aware of that are in this. I want to know which ones you caught.
Okay, well, there's 3 from the start. When Ernest is running through the party, he bumps into Andy Warhol.
Yep.
Who is talking with Marilyn Monroe and I think Greta Garbo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While he's sort of hiding in the crowd, the guy who is the manager of the clinic, who gave Madeline the card, gives a speech and mentions A, that Liesl's on her way, and B, we want to remind you again, to those who faked their deaths, don't please stop popping up every now and then to get some headlines. It's not. We'd prefer it if you didn't.
Yeah.
And smash cut to Elvis in full Elvis garb, going, "Oh, I was just having a little fun."
Yep.
And then there's 2 others later I noticed, which we'll talk about them when they come up.
Okay.
But they start locking down the room.
Yes.
For reasons best known. I don't know why they're doing this, but
no, it's not explained. Is it?
I don't know. But Ernest managed to make a break for it to the elevator.
Yes.
And heads up, and he's been spotted by Madeline and Helen, who also note that he's still got the potion. So it's fine. We've just got to get him to drink it, and we'll be fine. So off they head. And there's a bit of a chase scene where he's chased by some dogs, and he ends up trying to go across the roof to get to the exit door, and is then startled by Madeline and Helen, who show up.
Yes. And he slips.
Loses his grip. He's hanging from a drain pipe with his suspenders.
This is the shot that stuck with me as well, just before he falls. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that shot of him hanging there just before the suspenders break. Or braces break. Just something about it has stuck with me.
It's very gothic, this whole setting and this whole sort of scene with Madeline and Helen sort of imploring him to take the potion.
Yes.
Because if he falls, he can just put himself back together again. It'll be fine. But if you don't drink the potion, you are going to die.
Yeah. And they do, they do try and help him, and he does look a little tempted at one point as well. But if they get aggressive again, a bit demanding, and it's like, well, no, actually, I have got a choice,
And he pours it away, or he
just drops it.
Just drops it.
Yeah.
But then he drops.
He does. Yeah.
Oh no!
Would you believe a light turns on and he's falling through the God and Adam glass ceiling of the pool.
What's that called? The Honor Genesis of Man or something?
I don't know, something like that. It's
That's gonna bother me.
But he falls through and he ends up in the pool and is basically almost unscathed. He's got a damaged arm by the look of it, but that makes sense if you fall through some glass.
It's the creation of Adam, otherwise known as the creation of man. So yeah, he's fallen through, as he said, fell through the skylight. He's in the pool and he looks up and is that Jim Morrison?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim Morrison is there with a girl and he's like, "Are you going to be done soon?"
So yeah, I'm gonna be
yeah, I'm
done.
done now.
And
And
he,
out he heads and goes. Because the party's over at this point, he sneaks outside and people are getting in their cars and he steals a pretty fancy-looking car and drives off. And the owner, who's talking to the one of the servants, turns around and it's James Dean.
it is indeed. Yeah.
Who's the other one?
What do you mean? Who's the other one?
I thought you said there was 6.
Yeah, there are 6. You'd said 5 initially, but there were 6, and we've done them all. Andy Warhol, Greta Garbo, Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, Jim Morrison, James Dean. 6.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I miscounted. Yeah, there's 6 of them. Yeah. And off he goes, and there are Helen and Madeline watching him drive off, and Liesl says, "I suggest you get him back." There's, again, I was looking into this, and there's a cut line in the script where she's like, "If you don't get him back, I'm going to bury you both alive."
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. Explains why they later say we can't go back to Liesl's.
Yeah.
But even if you don't have that line, and it's pretty clear they've
fucked up.
They've shit the bed.
Yeah.
When it comes to her.
They do come to the conclusion that they're going to have to look after each other when they can't find him. You know, they go somewhere, they can't see him, and they're like, we're going to have to look after each other. We're going to have to repair each other, paint each other's asses forever. And there's a sort of revelation.
Well, it's like who would have thought it would have come to this? You and me together, looking after each other forever, and they're like laugh crying, and it's like oh shit.
Yeah, it's like oh shit, what have we done?
Yeah. 37 years later.
Yeah, what year would that be then, Ben?
2029.
Ah, what, coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis dies in 2029.
Oh god. I hope. Well, actually, no. I was going to say I hope not because it's on my death list this year, but that's quite morbid. And,
I know that.
Yeah. I don't want him to die, but if he is going to die soon, I'd rather it be this year than in a few years' time.
Next.
Bastard. Anyway, yeah, we find it. He's at his funeral, and the priest is talking about how Ernest believed that life sort of began at 50, and that sort of makes sense because that's when they all met him and he came into their lives, and he met Claire, his wife, and he had his 6 kids. And we hear about how full of life he lived. Yeah,
so he set up a women's health clinic and a marriage clinic or whatever, and an AA chapter, and he was a practical joker, and he really seems to have grabbed at life by the balls and lived it to the full, which elicits nothing but mockery and derision from 2 women sat at the back, who to be Madeline and Helen.
Two veiled women.
Yes. Who... Helen realizes she's sort of she's falling apart a bit and asks for a can of something, a can of paint, and Madeline can't find it, and they sort of bicker a bit, and Madeline says, "Well, I must have dropped it somewhere," and they get up to head off, and there's also a funny moment where the vicar or the priest mentions that Ernest used to tell stories about the living dead in Beverly Hills.
Oh. He's told.
And as they're leaving, the priest makes note of the fact that he believes that Ernest found the secret of eternal life.
Yes. In the hearts of his friends and in his children and grandchildren and yes.
Which is the point of the movie entirely.
Yeah.
And perfect response. Cut back to Madeline and Helen, and Madeline just goes blah blah blah. Off they go, having taken in none of this at all. And as they're sort of hobbling along, because their bodies have clearly beyond fucked at this point. God knows how many injuries they've sustained over the last 37 years.
Fuck knows.
Helen stands on the can and is on the verge of falling down the stairs, much like Madeline was.
Yes.
And Madeline hesitates for a moment, and Helen responds by grabbing her, and they both fall down the stairs, and their bodies, having finally had enough, smashed to pieces.
Yes.
But they're still alive.
Yeah, that is...
They land at the bottom of the stairs, 2 severed heads, and there's a pause, and Helen says, "Do you remember where you parked the car?"
I wonder how they get out of this one. But we're not, see.
I don't know. Yeah, so that's Death Becomes Her.
End of the film. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an alright film. That's it. It's it's
I
not
like it.
fantastic, but
I like
there's
it.
good stuff in it.
I'd make that one change, but yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's fairly decent, I'd say. Yeah. So, best performance then.
Yeah. Well, I think Goldie Hawn's great because
Mhm.
Goldie Hawn is great in these sort of comedy films. There's a bit where I think it's a scene where she and Madeline have made amends and go to confront Ernest, and they both say please because they want his help. And she's got these contact lenses in that sort of soft make her eyes look pale, and
Mhm.
she's all wet. She looks like shit, and she says please, and it's just like, oh my god, that's he just looks awful in the best possible way.
Mhm.
But yeah, going back to what I said about Bruce Willis, I didn't even notice it, right, that
Mhm.
he was doing such a good job, because it was a case of, I started the film, I was like, that's Bruce Willis, that's weird seeing him in a role like this, completely forget about it. About, half an hour later, it's like, God, that's Bruce Willis. I forgot that was Bruce Willis, and then I forgot again, and that happened like 3 or 4 times throughout this. So I don't know how he does it.
Mhm.
I don't know how, because I don't pay full enough attention to him when I'm watching it, to what he's doing, the little choices he's making. But he just fucking melts into this, and
It just suits him, doesn't it? The role suits him for some reason.
I don't, yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know whether it's he's holding himself in a particular way, if it's like body work he's doing, or if it's the costume or what. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. But on paper, he should not work for me,
And
just
yet,
given what I know about him, and he does. So
mm,
I kind of have to give it to him.
okay, that's fair. I think I'm going to go Meryl on this one.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like there's something about her performance just works well for me. Like all three of them are fine, all three of them are great, but I'm not as surprised by the Bruce Willis success in this, but that might be because I've seen it a few times. I don't know. I just
That,
for me, it's Meryl
that's
Streep.
yeah, yeah. That's sort of interesting for me. Maybe it's because I was sort of kind of underwhelmed by Meryl Streep in this, and I wonder whether the reason for that is because it's Meryl Streep, and I sort of expect her to be the greatest thing ever, because she
Hmm.
kind of is. I saw a video essay ages ago that basically made the argument that Meryl Streep is incredibly underrated, because we
Hmm.
all just take it for granted that she's brilliant, and we don't fully accept the fact that no, she is like a once in a generation talent.
Well,
So yeah, she she was sort of my least favorite
I see.
performance. I was sort of leaning towards.
I've not seen her in that much stuff, to be honest with you. I think the only things I've actually
We'll
seen
watch
all the way
Sophie's
through.
Choice.
I think the only things I've actually seen that have all the way through that have got her in are this and The Devil Wears Prada, and potentially
I'd like,
something else that
yeah.
I've forgotten about. But like,
I mean,
you
I
know,
saw the Iron Lady.
yeah, I didn't.
I want to, yeah. I maybe we should watch a really good Meryl Streep movie. Maybe we should watch Sophie's Choice. I don't know. I don't know whether you have the emotional wherewithal to stand that
Not at the moment,
subject
I don't.
matter.
But we've got to get through Star Trek
No.
first anyway. So, and we've got at least 3 weeks off between
Um,
now and then. So,
I don't think I can, in good conscience, say Meryl is the weakest. That seems like fucking blasphemy, frankly.
no, that's fair enough.
I don't know. I don't. It's one of those where there's no bad performance that stands out, and it would feel nitpicky to try and find something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's fair.
Fabio, but he does. Fine
He hasn't
in
really
what
got
he
a
is.
job, has he? He just stands there looking muscly.
Yeah,
Tom, Dick, and Harry. That is their job.
yeah.
So,
The guy who plays Elvis, I don't know.
yeah, if you have a divorce one, don't bother. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
There's
Do
no
you have a
particularly bad
weakness?
performance, I don't think. It's like,
You don't have a weak one that comes to mind. Do you?
well, I mean, no, it's a minor character that is sort of really just doing their job as
Yeah,
being
that's
that
what
kind of,
stands out.
you know. I don't think
It's
the
not
performance from the toy boy was particularly strong, but at the same time, it doesn't. It's not meant to be, is it? It's just a.
the thing I go back to in my head when it comes to us deciding good and bad performances for these films is
Mm,
Titanic,
mm,
because there was a very clear bad performance in that film, and you could find clear examples of both. There
mm.
was enough of a broad spread.
Yeah,
Whereas with something like this, it's like nobody's bad. Some people are better than others, but nobody's bad.
everyone plays their role well. You know.
Yeah, it's like it would seem unfair and nitpicky to do that.
Yeah.
It's probably easy to find a good performance than it is a bad one.
Yeah, unless it's a particularly bad one.
Yeah, yeah. But I have a question for you, actually.
Oh, go
Well,
on.
I say a question. Well, given that this is the last of our first batch of our films that we're doing,
Yeah.
I sort of wanted to get your overall feeling on how you think this has went. Some sort of highlights, some lowlights, some
Oh, I wish you'd
surprises.
asked me ahead of time so I could think about it.
Yeah,
You should have done that. Can we do this on Thursday?
yeah. Why not?
Okay, cool. Well, I've got some time to think
Why
about it.
not?
And maybe we've definitely got a topic.
Well, I'll be ranking the films that you showed me.
Oh, God.
I know you hate doing that sort of thing, but I'm
I'm
definitely
not. I'm
ranking
not
them
doing that for
me.
yours. I'm gonna level you. I can't
That's
be bothered.
fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
But yes, we're taking
Well,
2 weeks off now from this.
oh, happy days. I'm looking forward to it.
What, the 2 weeks
I'm
off?
looking forward to it. Yeah.
And then it's funny enough actually because I'm away that weekend after, which is why we're taking 2. So it's actually 3 weeks off.
Uh-huh.
And then we're doing Star Trek. But in that time, I'm also away for another weekend, and then it's our birthday weekends. So we'll probably only actually get 2 down before we have to take
Do you want
another
to
quick
skip it
break.
for a while then?
What, and to come back to it after our birthdays?
Yeah.
If you want to, I can do that.
Because, I mean, it's not like we're not doing stuff.
No, we're still doing the other stuff,
It's
aren't we?
just
So
like,
it's not like anyone's watching these anyway.
Well, that's true, isn't it?
You know. So yeah,
That's
well,
true.
in that case, we'll be back for more movies when we do the Star Treks in June.
Do, 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 do.
You cut out for me there, so it sounds fucking awful. Even more so than it would have done if I'd heard it.
I did the Star Trek thing.
No, I know that's what you're doing, but because you cut out partway through it.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, so join us in June, or don't, because you probably won't anyway. But yeah, join us in that, and for
Yeah.
Star Trek movies. All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't there
all
like
of them, even
14
the
or
new
something?
ones. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't remember, but
There's a lot.
it'll be good for the first few, and then it'll gradually get
I like
less
2009.
interesting to me. Look, I'm an old Trek guy. I like my golden age stuff.
Mm.
Apart from the next gen movies, which I'm not wild about, but hey ho.
Mm. Well, we'll get to them. But until then, goodbye and bye.
Bye.